So this mission is called Slow Raid. And far be it from me to play against the rolls. The problem is, the game puts us in one of the fastest vehicles in the game, so I feel we have to use some other means to make this raid truly slow. You can still use artillery though. Artillery here, and Kaz over there. Then we do want to fire. And, actually, we first want to select HE Frag as our next ammo type. And then we want to fire. Which I did do in the wrong order. But it's fine. It just adds a little bit of slowness. That spice. It makes up this raid. Now, I want to point out it is called Slow Raid, not Slowest Raid, so I'm not going to be doing the whole thing on the lowest possible speed. That would be cheating. Now maybe we got lucky here and we're going to have HE Frag loaded anyways, but I don't think that will happen. Oh, but let's check out what we're even doing. You might have seen our objective is to destroy supply. And supply in this case means these trucks. Two of them are here. One of these guys has already been put to sleep by our artillery. Now the Freddy division can take care of them. Then we have these two trucks here next to the M60, and we have this little rascal who's making all of this so much more complicated than it would have to be. Because, you see, the CAS will take care of these two trucks, the artillery will take care of these two trucks, but this one also needs someone to take care of them. That's where we come in. Now you can destroy the three eastern trucks. To fire the gun again. I hate doing that, at least when it's pointed forwards. It slows you down. I mean, I love that, because it slows us down for the slow raid. The artillery can take out, theoretically, the three trucks on the east, but the problem is the CAS cannot take out the two trucks in the west. The reason for that is kind of silly. I mean, to be fair, there are no forward air observers here or anything that could really guide the airstrike. But basically, the only targets that CAS will ever attack, at least at the start of the mission, is the M60 over here, which it's gonna go for now. Even if we didn't put the marker on this, by the way, you can put it almost any way you want, it will always go for the M60. But if you put the marker over here, it will 100% of the time, as far as I can tell, go for the M113 that's in front of the building. Which is not the one you needed to go for. It will not even hit this M113 usually, by the way, to add insult to injury. It will fire all its rockets into the house without killing the trucks. So, while artillery can destroy all three trucks here, CAS, as far as I can tell, cannot take care of these two trucks. So doing it this way around is better. And, I mean, it, you know, it gives us the opportunity to be nice and take care of someone. And I think... oh no, it was the gear shift. I was worried because my speed was going down. But that must have been the gear shift. Which I'm kind of stuck at now. What is happening? I speed up just enough to go into gear 2, then he shifts. And goes back into gear 1. Okay. And then these... There we go. Sometimes you have to yeah, okay. Yeah, this game's a little weird sometimes. Sometimes when you're holding W and then decide to change the timescale again, your input is just dropped. Now, we did just hear another impact. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that one did much. Look at him, just waiting for care. Let's hope it arrives. Normally it does. The artillery is the most consistent part of all of this. By which I mean everything I do works first try. The try there being getting those two trucks with that barrage. Not with the first hit, of course. That'd be silly. We don't have any control over the individual hits of the artillery. Anyways, now we can set our sights to 600 meters. And then we also want to enter the gunner view, because now the sights actually get adjusted. Something to keep in mind if you ever want to use pre-ranging. You know, you might have some prior knowledge about what range you want the sights to be at. Oh, let's check that out. But it is only once you enter gunner sight. Yeah, that's the wrong vehicle. It's the one we want. It's only once you enter the gunner sights that the sights are actually adjusted to that new range. Keep in mind as well that ammo types also change the exact setting of the sight. So ideally you want to have the ammo that you want to fire selected and loaded. That's the important part. Load it first and then adjust the range. And then go to the gunner sight. Interestingly enough, it seems that once this is set, you can also get it to update in the sights later. I think at least I've seen that without having to go into gunner sight, that is. I'm still not 100% sure how that works sometimes. And there's our airborne friend. Well, he's not airborne. The rockets he's going to fire are slowly crawling across the sky. I feel I'm a little far to the left here. Now, not long before, the roofs of the town will come into view, which means we're getting close to our part of the performance. Now, it's a little hard to see through the smoke, but you can see a truck and the cupola of the M60 over there. But that's not what we care about. We care about this wall. That wall is what we want to hit. For a very simple reason. That truck is behind it. Or rather next to it. Now, you might have noticed that the driver is still uncared for. And you might think, but didn't you say that everything works on the first try? Well, yes. Because what we're doing here is not trying to hit him with the shrapnel of the HE frag. That'd be silly. We are trying to cast a spell. That spell requires a couple of things. Oh, that's the one. So as you can see, he's still very much just sitting there, bored, out of his mind. We want to change that. And so far, everything is going to plan. Because you see, this spell requires us to employ the most magical of numbers. 3. Obviously. Because when hitting this wall 3 times with HE frag, that's what takes care of him. And only that. So, done that. First try, as I said. So now we can actually already leave. Because our little winged friend will take care of the other 2 trucks. I don't see him. Ah, there he is. So we can now slowly make our way out of here. Actually, before we do, let's take a quick look at the... That does not bode well. Well, I mean... I do feel bad seeing that guy still sitting there like that. But I'm confident our artillery will not fail us. Somebody needs to teach our commander how to play the objective, by the way. I'm pretty sure he got distracted by something there. Let's watch for the rockets. Should be coming any moment now. Here they are. They look a lot meatier than our little HE shells. So you might notice that guy's targeting the M60, but there's a house in the way. And you're right, and that's kind of annoying. But we only need one rocket. Single rocket to hit about here on the engine block of this truck, which will destroy this truck. The shrapnel will hit that guy. So, you know, he fired a whole lot of rockets. We only need one to hit. What could possibly go wrong? We can, by the way, hear noises multiple times using the time dilation at the free cam. Which is a very fun discovery. Oh, here come the rockets. Again, don't expect too much out of most of them. All we need was that hit right there. And there we go. And in that time in between, it seems like the artillery actually managed to do its job as well. So now we just leave. Slowly. Not that slowly, of course. I mean, any slowness connoisseur will understand that it's not purely about the amount of slowness, but also the pacing of the slowness. There's a real art to it. I'm not quite sure why our friends aren't leaving too, but if they're having fun, I will let them be. It's not like I could even switch over to them and retreat them as well. You have to lose both of your buddies first. And I mean, look at them. They're my friends. I couldn't let that happen. And with that, we have completed... There we go. We have completed the slowest raid... Well, not the slowest raid. A slow raid. Or have we? Actually... This raid wasn't slow at all. It only took 2 minutes. You've been fooled. It was actually a fast raid all along. Not the fastest. That's 1 minute 41 seconds. But yeah, it didn't feel like it, did it? So I'd like to point out, this was the hit. If you look at this, right? It doesn't want to switch to the hits. There we go. This was my first shot, which was, yeah, into the dirt to load the HE. This was the first against the house. Nothing actually shown to be going into the truck. This one, kind of going into the truck. Apparently hitting the, is that a fuel tank, I guess? Whatever that is. Even though it's not really noted on the damage report, so I'm not entirely sure if it really did hit that. Oh wait, no, it went underneath it. It looks like. But then the third shot, that was the one that killed him, right? And look at this, there's no indication that the driver was actually hit at all. So that's interesting, isn't it? Now, if you paid attention, you might have noticed that that last AAR bit was not from the same attempt that you saw initially. Since I fired more than one non-HE frag shot before switching to HE frag in that one. Now, don't you dare think that I was lying to you and that things don't work for me on the first attempt. They absolutely do. There were still multiple attempts, because on my first attempt everything worked just fine. It's just for some weird reason my microphone wasn't picking up my voice the way it should have, so it was unusable. It worked though, it just wasn't usable. So here's some clips from the other attempts in between. However, we only need one of these rockets to hit just the right place. Normally one will do that. We'll have to see if we get blessed with one here. And we don't. This guy actually had the audacity to survive. Attempt number 3. That's not what we will concern ourselves with. Instead, this is what we want to hit. And don't let them get into your head. Do not be distressed by that missile you just saw. Now let's just have a quick look and check on our air support. Well, it's still gonna have to execute a turn here. How are we doing here? Wow, he's still alive. It would actually be really annoying if that guy is going to ruin everything. Surely there's no way. Everything I do always works on the first try after all. I kind of do wonder what happens with sounds in this game. Because if it were to simulate the sound waves traveling with this method here, we should be able to hear sounds multiple times. But I don't think that's how it works. Now let's hope that we get a missile in the right place. You can see most of them go against the roof, which isn't very helpful. And yeah, what we need is one going against the engine block of that truck and the shrapnel killing this guy. Which we didn't get. It all worked on my first try. I fucking swear. First try, everything worked except my audio recording. That's the only reason I'm doing this again and again and again. It's because I want good, clean audio. And of course now it suddenly doesn't work anymore. And this guy's also still there. Okay, I guess actually it does work. We've heard the we've heard the rockets twice now. That's cool and weird. Now you might be tempted to shoot at the M113s or maybe the TOW somewhere on the right. And the commander, in fact, is even telling us to do something like that. So there we see one of the 2 trucks and the cupola of the M60. But we are interested in this wall right there. Let's not get distracted by any missiles. That's what they want you to do. Everything according to plan. Because you see, this magic spell requires 3 HE frag rounds to be fired at that wall. Okay. Sure, this guy can also fire the 3rd one. Problem is just that he has AP loaded now. This is the first time ever that I've gotten hit on this ridge by the TOW, by the way. Usually it never does that. So we might as well... but of course the sides have to adjust again. Now remember, the spell requires 3 HE frag rounds to hit the wall. Not that we hit the wall anyways, but that wouldn't do. Oh, didn't... that is probably going to miss, because the sights love being behind. Rocket hit needs to be right on this engine block. The shrapnel. Killing this guy. And destroying that truck. Neither of which fucking happened. Jesus! Why did it work? It's not wrong when I say that for me everything works first try. It just doesn't work on any of the other tries.